brought about Juneteenth, and then with the books, after the Juneteenth scene, how there was like a bunch of young kids there, and then also just like people our age, it just brought about like they need to learn, we need to educate ourselves because in schools we're not being taught this. Teachers don't know anything about it, so as a whole we should come together, create books, give out books that teaches kids at their own like level.
What would you say is the focus of these specific books? Why BIPOC books?
I feel like the focus about these books are mainly so they teach kids at their own level. So like there's picture books for like little kids who are probably like 3 and 5, but they're taught at their own level. It's not pushed on top of them. They're just learning by throughout the pictures and stuff. So I feel like it just shows, it teaches everyone at their own level.
Why not stop with Juneteenth or with one protest, or maybe go to another protest? Why take it in this direction?
I feel like we need to educate ourselves. I feel like if you're protesting, you need to have education on why you're protesting. And also, education is a really strong thing, and people use it throughout their whole entire life. And I feel like if you go at protesting against or supporting Black Lives Matter, it teaches, and with literature, it helps you learn more than just what you're being told.
Yeah.
Or seen too.
Yeah. How much? I mean, like so much of the focus in these protests that again we're seeing across the country is really when people, I think of Black Lives Matter, they think of the protests, and that's maybe the only way they can kind of voice and show that they want to enact change. And it is really effective. I'm not saying that the protests they shouldn't be happening, but how important to this movement do you think it is for people to sort of do it in their own way? You know, if they don't want to protest, fine, that's okay. You don't have to protest. You can kind of find other outlets to maybe recognize that they can enact change.
I feel like Black Lives Matter isn't a movement. It's like our lives actually matter. I don't want people to think like, oh, we're just doing it because people are dying and we're seeing it more now on the news. No, it's actually like our lives matter and we have a voice. And if you don't want to protest, I feel like you can go read a book, or you can go talk to your friends and be like, hey, have I ever done something that showed like my white privilege? Or like, hey, what do I need to do to support you as being someone Black in America? Not just going to a protest and like, hey, I'm with you holding up signs. No, that's not, I don't feel like it is supporting, don't get me wrong, but there's other ways, like educate yourself. Go ask someone like, what do I need to do to support you as a Black person in America?
Why these neighborhoods? Why specifically here? Why Tacoma?
I feel like the East Side is very diverse, and honestly, I feel like if people take a minute and actually read these books and like see from other people's thinking, like views, then they can learn different things. And also, people who have been here their entire lives, they probably have like developed like a racist mindset. But if they can come to one of these book library thingies and pick up a book and be like, oh, then how I'm thinking is not totally right. There is different things in this world. So I think that's why some of it's really important to be in here, especially since it's very diverse.
What's it like? This is kind of not quite on topic, but school starts for tomorrow for you guys virtually. Yeah. I mean, this is a crazy time you're in right now. Yeah. Where's your head at in terms of school starting, this going on? It's going to be virtually, I think, to start at least initially. It's y'all's senior year, and it's 2020. Yeah, kind of just give me from a team's perspective, how are you guys feeling right now?
I think for me, I'm trying to balance everything out. So school does start tomorrow, and there's still some things that need to be fixed before then. But with working with this and school, I try to balance everything out because I feel like Jewlieanna was saying, it's not like a one-time thing. It's like we have to keep fighting for it and keep pushing for it. So we're not going to just stop because school's coming up. Definitely something you have to like multitask with. With school, we usually talk about like the school curriculum too. So I guess since the school is coming up, we could have more discussions about that, about what we read in school, what's given to us in school. Hopefully bring in more diverse books in school too, so the books can represent like the students that are reading it. Because at Lincoln, it's a really diverse school, so I feel like that'd be really nice to know you have like to read a book that from an author that looks like you, or something like that. Because I feel like the textbooks we read in our schools and the books that are given to us for assignments, they're really not gonna prepare us for the future. I remember sophomore year, like a Shakespeare lesson, it's like we could do much better than that than reading something we really don't understand. Something that could impact our futures and the futures of others.
Anything, Jewlieanna, on that?
School-wise, starting online, I'm sure. There's a lot of things that Bryan did say, like they have to get fixed already. But with what we're doing, I'm gonna keep pushing for it. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep making time to do this. I feel like it's just a balance. What Bryan was saying, like you got to balance everything right now.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm still gonna keep pushing for this. Well, not a movement, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh.
It's all good.